Okay, it's Monday, July 21st. Excuse me, guys, all set? Thank you. Monday, July 21st, 2025. This is a meeting of the Wolfeboro Budget Committee. Tonight we'll be discussing rules of procedures, department assigned members' reports, schedule upcoming meetings. Town manager's reports will include the capital project update, 2026 guidelines, and other business. And we'll also review the expenditures and approve minutes. Brian, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, any public comment? Not seeing them, we'll move on. First thing, Jim, do you have anything you want to bring up before we start?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's take a look at the rules and procedures. Let's start off with page 1. Any concerns, any problems with any sections of page 1?
So I just have a comment that I just want to clarify. The last sentence of A, section 2, it says that the select board designee votes based on the select board's position and not the designee's personal preference. I'm a little confused about that because then why just have a vote? Every vote in this room when we change the budget, our liaison from the select board will have to vote no on because they've already set that budget and that line item on it. So I'm wondering if we need to clarify that to give them more leeway to vote yes on maybe cutting budget items, line items.
And based on state RSA, there is no requirement for me to vote one way or another. And there could be a rare occasion, I think there was one, where I believe that something in a financial sense might not be as beneficial to the town, but something in a social sense might be beneficial to the town. And there can be a conflict in my brain on certain things. And yeah, that's the way it falls.
He serves as a member. He's a member.
Yeah. So I'm
The plain old member. He gets to vote.
But not his preference. He has to vote, apparently, in accordance with the select board's position.
No. This is just this is us creating the guiding document. This isn't something already in. We get to manipulate this document to make it for
There's no state guidance?
No, not on that. That's just, yeah. So I feel as though maybe we should strike that last sentence that says that one of the liaisons from the select board who's a voting member should still be able to vote the way they see fit on the committee.
John, do you know how long this has been this way?
This is the way that most of the research of the communities that have other budget committees, and this is what they suggested. Seems to be the standard for other communities, but we can do whatever you folks want to do. You just need an emotion.
I'd like to make a motion to strike the select board designee votes based on the select board's position and not the designee's personal preference.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, comments?
If I might, Chairman?
Yeah.
Comment I would make is, I'd like to make a change to this with more of our members here. So I'd like to table it. That would be my suggestion. We barely have a quorum, I think.
Yeah, we have 6.
We need to act on the first motion.
Right.
So I'd like to just
Well,
make
that's my,
I'd like to make a comment on that. We've already put this off because we haven't had many members here, but there is a provision in this document as we go along and vote. We're actually not voting on it this evening. We're voting according to what's in this. Are we voting next? John, are we voting next meeting for this, and tonight we're just reviewing it?
Well, I was hoping if we could, we could get right through it tonight and vote on it tonight.
It's a reading. It's a reading, right,
Yeah.
John? It's just a reading tonight. But you might see that sentences run together and maybe doesn't make quite as much sense, because the first part is one select board member shall serve or may serve as with full voting rights and privileges, period. Then the selectmen can appoint an alternate representative to serve. It's maybe to run together, the sentences are run together, and that's the problem why you're having a difficulty with it.
No, I think that when the voting member comes from the budget committee, if they're only voting as the budget, because when the select board hands us the line items and they've gone through ahead of time, ahead of us, and they've set a dollar amount, if, say Brian comes in here and we are discussing the budget and we decide, to either increase or decrease a line item, Brian then can't ever vote yes on it. He would, according to these rules, have to vote no because the select board already said that was the amount they were comfortable with. So essentially,
It doesn't say that.
well, we're negating his vote.
He can vote. What if he wants to vote and changes his mind from 2 weeks before the selectmen vote, and he changes his mind and got some information, comes in here and votes opposite?
Well, the last
No, I
sentence says the select board designee votes based on the select board's position and not the designee's personal preference.
It's not allowed to change.
Oh,
Okay,
it
a
says based
tabling
on the
motion is a
position.
higher motion than the ones before us. I'll second the tabling motion.
Here, one last piece. Now that I just thought about it too, the select board's position.
Hang on. I don't think you can do that, John, because there's a motion on the floor.
A tabling motion is
That
higher,
has to be
a
voted on.
tabling motion is higher than the motion that Bobby did.
I'm sorry.
Say again?
What?
A tabling motion is higher than the motion that Bobby just did.
So are you tabling my motion or?
No, we're going to vote on, Tom made a motion to table. I seconded it. Now we'll vote on the tabling motion. If that fails, we go back to your motion.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
So what, just table that section?
Yeah.
No. Table the vote on Bobby's motion to have me have a right to vote either as the select board does or as I choose. That was
No.
Bobby's motion, and then,
Tom, what is your motion
No.
for table? What do you want to make for your motion for table?
That we,
What's your intention?
that we table this until the next meeting when we have more of our members.
The whole thing or just a certain section of it?
I think what came up in the motion from Bobby. I mean, the rest of it's fine. You're questioning that one last sentence, right?
Well, I have a lot more I want to discuss in this
Well,
document.
we'll get to
Well,
that.
no,
Let's
I
work
mean,
on this.
but
Let's-
just this-
Everybody, let's just do the tabling motion. What is your motion, Tom, to table? Section 2, or what do you want to table?
Yeah, table section 2.
Okay, I'll second that. Any further discussion? Lan, can you do a roll call vote, please?
Bobby Bedman,
No.
Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a no.
Oh, wait a minute, Bob Lowman
No.
I'm a no.
and Brian. Okay, so wait a minute, so,
Can I ask a question relevant to that?
no,
Yeah,
four,
then you just
three.
finish the vote.
I thought we had. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's 4-3,
It's 4-3.
so that means it passes.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've tabled section 2. Now go ahead, Suzanne.
Do you know if there's a statute that talks about this? I know it talks about that they can be ex officio. Does it go on further to explain
It doesn't
how
explain
they
anymore.
function?
It's just that they're considered a voting matter of the budget committee.
Okay.
And the issue that I see that could come up is, I could vote no in a meeting, and the three other board members vote yes, and now my hands are locked to vote with them, even though I didn't agree with that budget position in the first place. Now I'm having to do the same thing here, so it basically stifles my vote.
Okay. Thank you, Brian.
So can I ask another question?
Certainly.
Did the selectmen make any kind of rule on their end, how their ex officio members to act?
Nope.
No,
We don't have ex officio.
thank you.
Okay.
So just so the public knows, John, can you let the public understand where this document came from that we're voting on right now and who originally created it and how it was drafted, please?
This came from research done by Leanne and myself, and also the assistant town manager, correct, Leanne?
Yes.
And we went through certain things that we thought were appropriate to how our budget committee would run. And it's more than open for anyone to make suggestions or changes to anything they want to do at this particular time.
So this is not a document in any way from an RSA. This is a draft document created from other towns and just places that were researched.
There are some sections that quote RSAs as far as how if it's an open position, how we fulfill that open position. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
So basically, this is a Wolfeboro created rules of procedure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's, I think, simplifies it. We created it. Anything that has some RSA implications is so noted.
Yeah, we'll be blocked into it.
Fine. That's good.
Okay? Okay, anything else on page 1? Seeing none, we'll move on to page 2, which talks about how we fill vacancies.
I have an adjustment. I'd like to discuss making under B, officers, number 4, so it's the top line. It says all officers shall serve for 1 year and shall be eligible for re-election. I would like to add additionally, consecutive terms of a chair may only be served on a successful vote of the town warrant by the legislative body.
Is that a motion?
Yes, it's a motion.
Is there a second? Let's see if there's
Oh,
a second.
no second, I'm sorry.
No second, the motion fails. Okay, anything else on page 2?
Yes. Under section, the vacancies under section 2, it says the chairperson shall direct that the vacancy be posted on the Town of Wolfeboro's website, Town Hall Bulletin Board. I'd like to add after that, all town social media. And then I feel that we should remove the Granite State News and change that possibly to, and two print publications available to Wolfeboro citizens. Because if the Granite State News goes out of business or does not supply the paper here anymore, we have to revise this document.
So if the Granite State News goes out of business, what's the other second, what's going to replace it?
Well, right now, the Conway Daily Sun
Yeah,
delivers
the town
it.
does use the Conway Daily Sun
Yeah.
sometimes to notice.
But Bobby was saying two print documents.
Did you say 2 or did you just say other?
Well, the way that you phrased it, you said, and the Granite State News or any other print publications available to Wolfeboro citizens. I'm fine not using 2, but I just believe that that putting the Granite State News in here, we might want not to do that, because if they stop having a publication here, then we have to revise this document.
So just any publications?
I don't see where you'd have to revise it, because the word or any other print document, if the Granite State News goes out of business, the other comes into play, so why does it need revising?
Okay, is there any second to that motion?
I'll second it for discussion.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yep.
What social media
Well,
are you
so
referring to?
our town uses social media to tell us when the electricity's out, with the fire department, the police department. We have a lot of social media, so a lot of people in our town get their news and get their information on, say, a Facebook or another program like that.
Oh, yeah.
So if the town posts on a social media site like Facebook, I would think that we would probably want to notify the public that there's a vacancy the same way that we communicate to the public.
Jim, does the town use Facebook like that for any other department or any other vacancies?
I'm not sure, John. I don't think we have, I don't think we've used it for elected officials. We use it for hiring,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if we've ever used it for vacancies with elected officials.
okay.
I can look into that.
I'm just concerned some of those postings may violate some of the pages, is what they're used for, what the purpose is. Okay, any other discussion?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Instead of the Granite State News, I know the New Hampshire RSA, I'm trying to look up the exact word, but language, but the RSA uses a more general language.
Newspaper of general circulation.
Yes, yeah, newspaper of general circulation, and so that if the Granite State News does go out of business or is purchased by another company, maybe we could state that instead.
Be a little less specific, but
Yeah.
go along the lines of the RSA makes sense to me.
I will remove my motion and change it to what Leanne just stated, a newspaper.
Just amend your motion.
Amend my motion to, could you please give me that?
Well, I'm still looking it up, but is that the exact language?
I think it is.
Yeah, newspaper of general circulation.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tom.
Do we need to look up any conflict with social media? Make sure we're not creating a monster?
Do you want to table this?
I mean, if that's the
You
only...
want, how about if you want to split your motion, do any amend newspaper of general circulation, make that motion, and then table the one about the social media?
Why don't we just table them both and then just
Okay.
have everybody, it'll
That's
make
fine.
it easier on Leanne.
I'll make that
With,
motion to table.
Okay, so second?
Tabling both?
We gotta get a second.
Second.
Okay, anything else on page 2?
We didn't vote.
Just that, where after it says,
There's a
would,
motion.
oh, we didn't vote.
We
There's
didn't
a
vote.
motion on the
Okay.
floor.
Just checking on you guys. Calm down. All right. Glad you're still with us.
I'm calm. I just seconded it. I just thought we were forging ahead without voting.
We're gonna. Making sure everyone's awake. Okay, so the motion is to table section 2 of page 2 under vacancies, how we fill vacancies. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Leanne, could you do a roll call, please?
Yep. Bobby Budman,
Yes.
Bob Mulholland.
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald,
Yes, please.
Suzanne Ryan,
Yes.
Bob Lomas.
Yes.
And Brian DeChase.
Yes. And I think when we revisit it, Bobby, you might want to say any social media approved by the town of Wolfeboro.
We'll see
And that would
yeah.
cover us because we allow certain types of social media.
Yeah.
Just for clarification for the minutes, when are we tabling this for and who's looking into it?
We're not sure.
Okay.
We'll ask the town manager to do
I
that.
think
The
it's the
original
next meeting,
rationale for tabling the first motion was that we didn't have enough people here, and if that's the case, maybe that's what's happening here again.
Okay.
Okay,
No, we're
anything
just
else on
waiting on
page
you.
2?
Yeah, John,
Yes, sir?
just a point of information for whoever is going to be, to your question, looking at this. I'm not sure that the town of Wolfeboro approves any social media. You know, there's no good housekeeping stamp of approval on any social media page. They're just out there. So you may want to help people with your thinking on that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing out there that says, we endorse Citizens for Wolfeboro versus that we don't do that. So you'll have to just kind of figure out
Yeah.
So
maybe
the-
a different word for
So
that.
the EDC does have a Facebook page. The EDC uses Constant Contact.
Yeah.
So I know that those two are Parks and Rec uses Facebook, so there are approved social media outlets.
Yeah.
our fire department, our police department, and it's very helpful. As a citizen, I know if there's a power outage, I can go onto Facebook and our electric department will post. So it is a way that we communicate with our citizens.
I was just reacting to the word approved, that's all.
Maybe we can look at the current ones that the town has set up and then do it through those rather than getting all the other Facebook pages involved.
And then I just have a comment to connect where, right here, Leanne, where it says would assist the budget committee, just connect those two into one paragraph.
Can you tell us, also say that to them, so that?
Yeah, so there's, under section 3, it just needs to be connected between where it says would assist the budget committee. It's just the same sentence.
So
That's all.
Yeah, so apparently I disconnected paragraph 2 and 3
Yes.
of paragraph 3.
It's the same sentence, it just needs to be moved up. That's all.
And can I just
Yep.
interject as a point of order, because it was mentioned earlier about if we were to adopt these at the end, the committee was to adopt to the end. Section on page 8, section 8 amendments, it specifically states, number 3, an amendment to these rules of procedure must be moved at one budget committee meeting and shall not be voted upon until the next regularly scheduled meeting. So
Okay.
just a point of order. Like Suzanne said, they need to be taken care of at one meeting, and then we'll schedule it at the next meeting to adopt.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on to page 3. Anyone else?
Give me, I do have one, but I just need to have a second to figure out why. Under section 6, conduct of meetings, A, general provisions, section 1, I would love to add, in that last sentence, it says, said meetings shall be held no later than May 30th. I feel that that is a little bit too late when we have a default budget, so I'd love to see maybe something in there that says, or if in a default budget within 45 days post-town meeting.
Jim, how long did it take you to organize for the default budget? How much time did it take you to get everything together and what you were going to present to the selectmen and all that?
So, I mean, we were presenting that second week in April, so to get the line item transfers in alignment, 3 weeks to a month, but we have the default budget in the MuniSmart software essentially when we go to warrant. Or, excuse me, when we go to the deliberative session.
Which works better for you as a manager in there?
I don't think it really does, because once the budget is voted on, it's no longer under the purview of the budget committee. It's under the select board and myself. So as far as I'm concerned, it really doesn't matter unless we decide that we are going to go with a special town meeting for some reason.
Okay, so you find 45 days is a reasonable amount after the town meeting? Or
Yeah,
May
because
30th?
What you're getting ready to do is you're getting ready to prepare for the next budget season, right? That's what your organizational meeting
Yeah.
is.
And I'm sure there'll be questions about the default budget, things like that, when we have
Yeah.
that meeting.
Mhm.
So which works better for you, the 45 days after the meeting or the 30 days?
It doesn't matter as long as I know the timeline, John.
Okay. You want to put in a motion, Bobby, what you want to say?
Yeah, I'd like to put in a motion that after said meetings shall be held no later than May 30th, comma, or if in a default budget within 45 days post-town meeting. Someone seconds it, I can tell you why.
Is there a second?
Second for discussion.
So, I found that this year and last year, that a lot of people called me on the phone, emailed me, texted me. I pay attention to the select board meetings during the default process when our town's working for us to help move those line items around and get things settled. I feel like we're the committee that really has to help the citizens understand it a little bit more. And especially after we just attended the New Hampshire Municipal Association meeting where they said we really should be watching the budget throughout the year. People have questions, and I think having 10 more educated people in the room really helps the citizens understand our default budget.
Okay, any further discussion? So we're adding column after the May 30th on a default budget, 45 days post-town meeting. So what would that date be, Leanne, usually after the town meeting? When does that run out? Do you have an idea?
I can get it for you in a minute.
We have, what, February?
So,
January, February.
about 45 days is about April 15th-ish,
That's April.
right?
A little
Right.
later than that, because
Isn't town meeting the second
Tuesday.
Second.
Tuesday? Okay, so then it would be 45 days is 6 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the third week in April, sorry. Third Tuesday in April. 22nd-ish. Like this year, it would have been the 22nd.
Again, Jim, that's something you can meet, you and the board. Okay. Leanne, please call the roll call.
Bobby Budman,
Yes.
Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Sure.
John McDonald,
Yeah.
Suzanne Ryan, Suzanne Ryan. Suzanne, what?
You want to vote on that motion, yes or no?
What, to add the 45-day provision?
Yeah.
Sure.
Bob Lohman,
Yes.
Yes.
Brian Bishop. So passed.
Okay, guess we can move on to page 4.
Anyone else have comments on this? I have some.
Fire away.
Am I the only one who read this?
No, we've read it, it's just some of it works for some of us.
Excuse me?
All right, what page?
I said we read it, but some of it, worked for us, some of the stuff we didn't get.
Oh, was there
To me,
a
they're pretty
comment? We haven't read
boilerplate.
it.
What's that?
It's like our own internal rules of order, they're pretty
So we're on page
boilerplate
4?
across
Yes.
the
Page 4?
committees.
What do you
Yes,
got?
page 4.
So on the first paragraph, so that's, what section are we on now? Oh, still the same section, so this is under number 3, but it's on page 4 at the top. I just feel like maybe said meetings are scheduled between November 1st and January 20th. At our last meeting, we did change one of the meetings to go in October, so I feel like we should change that from October 1st. And then instead of January 20th, I still feel very strongly about that, that we meet our deadlines before petition warrant articles are due. So I would say instead of January 20th, change it to 2 weeks prior to petition warrant articles.
Is there a second to that?
Second for discussion.
Jim, what's the deadline date for petition warrant articles? The last day in January?
Well,
So that means we change all these dates?
No, none of those dates have to be changed but one.
so final date to receive petition warrant articles over 100,000 is, I believe, January 9th. And for other petitions, it's January 13th for 2026.
Just currently, we're meeting this deadline for this paragraph. We're having the last meeting on December 11th. So the January 20th meeting is over a full month later for meeting with the town, with the committee for regular scheduled meetings.
Mr. Chairman?
If you read it,
They're not.
these are for presentations.
Budget presentation.
Tom, go ahead.
So, Bobby, are you suggesting that instead of Thursday, November 13th, we bump everything up to October 1st and cascade down from there? Is that-
No. We currently, right now, we agreed as a budget committee that we were going to join the October 22nd meeting for agencies with the select board. So by putting in here November 1st, technically we're already breaking our rules and procedures because we're having a meeting in October. So can we just change that to October 1st? So we're just staying within those guidelines. It's just so we can meet what we're already doing.
I told them we're going to select,
Right.
so it don't matter, we're not voting.
How about I just make a motion to change the November 1 to October, from November 1st to October 1st. That'll be my motion. I'll get rid of my other motion, and we'll just do it in two parts. So I'm making a motion that we change November 1 to October 1st.
And again, that's to accommodate what we agreed to do and join the agency meetings
Yes.
with the select board.
Yes.
Just I don't know if that really works. And the only reason I say it is because it's technically not a regularly scheduled meeting. It's a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen.
Correct.
So that's the only carve out that I would say is that October 22 meeting is a joint meeting, not a regular meeting.
It's not a vote-
Expression.
it's not a voting meeting for the budget committee.
It is a vote. We're going
It
to
is
vote.
not, you can, no.
No, we don't vote at it.
It's a
Oh, we're
separate-
not voting.
No,
It's a
we
separate.
don't vote at
Does
it.
On the
this say
13th
that
we
it's
vote.
voting though?
No, it
It's in a
shouldn't. It's
schedule of the budget presentation meetings.
Right, it's a presentation, not a vote. We vote as a public hearing.
Yeah, but it doesn't say voting in that. I'm just saying said meetings are scheduled between November 1. Why can't we just change it to October so we accommodate? And down the line, if we have other meetings, we're not.
You could just scratch the word regularly and then
Yep.
change the date.
Exactly.
And it just becomes a scheduled meeting, say October 15th, and call it a regularly scheduled meeting.
It's not a
But it's
regular
not a
scheduled
regular
meeting.
scheduled.
I mean,
meeting.
Yeah,
a
this was-
scheduled
This
meeting.
was a special.
It's not a scheduled meeting.
It's,
It's a joint meeting with Board of Selectmen, because we're trying to help the agencies out so they don't have to come down here for 2 times.
So it's not a regularly scheduled meeting, but it is a scheduled meeting
But
for the
it's-
budget committee.
It is a scheduled, yeah, it's a scheduled meeting because if we're not there, we're not hearing the agency speak. I mean, as a budget committee, we said that's going to be our meeting.
And you're not voting on it until
Can it be
13th of
posted
November,
that-
so it's irrelevant.
A separate meeting just for the agencies
Yes.
in October, if they,
Well, at
whenever.
this point, I'm
can
considering
we
that maybe
leave
we
it
should
there?
just bring the agencies back on the schedule.
But can we just
You know.
leave it the way it is, and whenever the selectmen set up the meeting for the agencies, they let us know and we go.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
fixing semantics. That's all I was fixing is
Call the vote.
semantics because we have an October meeting and we're saying that our meetings start November 1st. So it just was a way of opening up the dates to make sure that we're our own, I mean, if we're going to pass rules and procedures and we're immediately not following them.
I disagree that we're not following them.
It's a special meeting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Leanne.
I don't see why we can't just add an extra or paragraph and say that a joint meeting for agency presentations will be held with the Board of Selectmen.
Or
and be done with.
can be.
Or can be scheduled, can be scheduled at the
Prior to this
discretion.
November 1st. Okay.
It can be held at the discretion of the two boards and be done with it. And that,
So let's just vote on the motion, and then someone else can make another motion if they want, or they don't even have to make a motion.
Okay.
That's fine.
can I also ask a question about the second part of your motion?
I withdrew that.
Oh, you withdrew the other?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Can we have a recitation of the current motion as amended, please?
Current motion says, at the last sentence, said meetings are scheduled between October 1st and January 20th. So I just changed November to October so we could comply.
Okay, does everyone understand the motion?
Mhm.
Okay, Leanne, roll call vote, please.
Bobby Budman?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Bob Mulholland?
No.
Tom Bell?
No.
John McDonald?
No.
Suzanne Ryan? Suzanne?
No.
Bob Lohman?
No.
Brian DeShaves?
And I would say yes.
Yes? Okay. So, 5-2. Sorry. It failed. The public meeting? Yes.
Um,
Hold on
Yeah.
for just a second.
Thanks, Ed. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, Tom.
Just for a point of clarification, everything we're voting on tonight has no merit because we are going to vote again next
No.
time we meet, or?
Oh, no.
It's going to be included in the final document that we get, and we'll vote on that document at the next meeting.
Okay,
So anything you're voting no on tonight is not going to show up next week.
good.
But I will make changes, and I'll highlight them in red, so
Got it.
everybody can see the changes.
Got
And
it.
I'll pass out a new version.
Thank you.
Okay, section 4, I'm
Hold
just
on.
going to keep going. I think that we need more clarification. It says public, so I'm under 4 now. Public hearings shall be scheduled at 7:00 PM. I believe that we should add during the work week, and then after that say, or on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. If we just say public hearings should be scheduled at 7 p.m., I think that we're not opening up enough time for if there's some ice storm and we need to put our public hearing on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. or something. I think just 7 p.m. at designated meeting place doesn't fully encompass what we might need to do for the public.
This 24-hour thing, that computes to the state law for noticing under the right to know law. So I wouldn't change that. I don't know.
I'm not on that one. I'm on number 4.
Oh, you're on 4?
I'm on 4. It just says public hearings shall be scheduled at 7 p.m. The only problem is if we need a public hearing at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, I think that we do ourselves a disservice by not having it in our policies and procedures.
Well, somewhere in here, doesn't it say the chairman can call meetings at his will? Does it say that anywhere in here? I didn't
Yeah,
see
let me
it.
just- Is there a second to Bobby's motion? Seeing that it fails. Okay, next section.
So these really aren't.
Where else are we going? It's on number 5. We are set on page 4.
So I just have a question. This is more of a question. And Sam,
What
you-
page are we on?
I'm still on page 4,
Okay.
under number 6, because I don't know if it needs to be worded in here or if this is something because of 6 and 7 combined. This should just be one of those questions that goes to Sam. So Sam, over the last few years, a bunch of our line items have been moved. So, for example, like all the telephone service used to be within the departments and now it's in one place, or the health insurance. So when we get 5-year averages, so if you look on, are you on this with us, this rules and procedures?
Yes.
So if you look at number 4 under 6, when we get a 5-year, the actual expenditures out, those items were pulled out. So when we're looking at that 5 years, we're not really seeing a factual 5-year period. So I don't know if on this section, this is somewhere where we just, is this just part of asking Sam to maybe give us more information on those items? Say that again, I'm sorry.
I didn't understand what you were asking.
So if you look under 6, where it says previous 5-year actual expenditures, when we're given actual expenditures, you know how we moved, the telephone got moved and the health insurance, so we're not really seeing for that department what the real 5-year factuals were?
So you'd want to see you'd want to ask for incremental information for Sam to provide you, using your words, the 5-year average for telephone service in the police department?
If that's the line item,
Well,
then
I'm just using your word.
my brain went the other way, but your brain, so our brains went 2 places, but the same information, yes, Paul. So, because when we look at a 5-year average and you say, you know, we're sitting in the library, so I'll use the library as an example. If I go to the library and I say, oh, well, the library figure is this, but we really pulled out health insurance and telephone, but we're still seeing that same number in the 5 years. Well, that number really did change. It's not,
So
we're
you
not.
want to see prospectively the 5-year average of health insurance and telephone for the library only?
Or we could do it another way, just so we're really seeing
I'm just trying to understand what
the
you're asking.
actuals. Yeah, it would be nice to have an actual comparison, because right now the 5-year expenditures isn't an actual expenditure. We're not comparing the full line item. We're comparing a line item that slowly had things taken out of it.
And I'll shut up after saying this. And that's a common, those things you described, the way I looked at it,
Yeah.
would look at it, those are what you'd call common costs. They're common across the enterprise. The phone system, the phone bill, the insurance, it's common cost.
Yes.
I'll leave it up to this board to decide whether you want to bust it out.
I have a question.
No, it's our.
I have a question to the financial manager. Is there a way that you can accomplish what I think she's getting at in the 5-year average calculations that you do? Is there a way of moving the stuff around in the 5-year average as it may have happened in the budget? I guess is my question.
Possible, it's just more manual. Parts of it would be more manual,
But once you set it up, it would be done.
Yeah,
Because
we
once,
could do-
once the item has been moved from one department to a general big bucket, as we have done on a number of things, then it would be there forever.
Well,
Jim?
the history would start from when you.
Or-
Yeah. No, I understand. But so I think what I'm hearing is it needs to be handled from the financial department.
So-
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference. It shows right in the budget what we pay on
I agree, John.
we haven't done the phone company and the health insurance for how many years, Jim? At least probably 10 years, I would say it's been taken out of the budget.
So the health insurance, I think, is either going into year 4 or 5 of a single department.
Right.
Telephone, we've been trying to do it for 2 years, but because of the default budget, it fell back. So the telephone line is the one line that we will have to create a standalone spreadsheet to give you the 5-year average for.
So
So
you'll
I-
have to move back the past 4 years, and you including this year, to give us the 5-year average.
Well, no, because they're going to be in the 5-year average right now because we haven't been approved to move them out. So when you look at the 5-year average, you will see the history there. But if it gets approved, that's where it's going to be, okay, this is a little bit challenging. And remind you that those 5-year averages are by department right now.
Right.
So each department, you will see the 5-year average for telephone, but you will not see a gross number for all telephones at this time. But you will see it again in the proposed budget.
So can I just clarify, my answer was, it fits under 7, so no adjustment needs to be made there. Which was my question, was do we need to adjust that? But we don't, because it actually falls under section 7. So I'm good.
Okay, so do we have any motions?
Tom had a question.
Yeah,
No?
sorry.
I thought I saw your hand
I'm
up.
sorry.
No, the only question I had was, are we debating a motion, or are we just,
I think we're just chatting.
yeah, so.
There is no motion.
No motion, yeah.
No motion.
And no need for one.
Mr. Chairman, I think there is a point of clarification under paragraph 6, item 5, prior year request. I think that probably should be prior year approved. Is that right, Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you get your budget book, the prior year default budget is going to populate that column, not a previous year request of the budget committee, the board of selectmen, the town manager, the department head. It's the approved budget.
Okay, so for the 2026 budget, we'll be looking on the default, comparing that to the default budget of 2025.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay. Okay, can I get a motion to, number 5, to the prior year?
Oh, I'll
request
motion it,
approval?
why not?
Okay,
So under section 6, line item 5, change that to prior year approved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Bobby Budman.
Yes.
Bob Mulholland.
Yes.
Tom Bell.
Yes.
John McDonald.
Yes.
Suzanne Ryan. Suzanne.
Yeah,
Bob Lohman.
Yes.
I'll say yes.
Brian DeShays.
Yes.
But this will be.
7-0.
It's
Passes.
been put the approved, the prior year approved budget, instead of just the prior year. Because it's a default budget.
Yeah,
That's how we're doing it.
okay,
Okay?
all right, yes.
Okay, we're all set on page 4, let's go to page 5. Okay, we'll go to page 6.
On 6, I just have one question. Under section 3, the votes, so 3D, it says a member must be physically present at the budget committee meeting to exercise their vote. My only question about that is, what if we're in a pandemic? What if we have some catastrophic outage of some kind with, I don't know, ice, snow, or whatever, and we hold a virtual meeting? Do we have to have some protocol in there based on what we know we went through in 2020?
Where are you, Bobby, where are you?
I'm on page 6.
Yeah, where?
Number
Page
D.
6, 3D.
Jim, we did have that situation, didn't we, during the pandemic?
Yeah, we
were
met.
flying in.
And we met.
Right, by phone. So it was, I don't know if we need to say it, just do it.
Well, we're setting a protocol here saying that the member has to be physically present at the
Yeah.
budget committee meeting. I just don't know if we have to clarify.
Selectmen did it
Why don't you add a
on
point?
Zoom,
point of-
and
I move
you're
we add
physically
some-
present if you're in that meeting, so.
If a member is not available for meeting, the chairman at his discretion may initiate a
Zoom.
digital meeting,
Remote.
remote meeting.
We don't have any resources to do that.
How did we do it the last time?
We didn't do any, we all appeared. We didn't do any Zoom or anything.
No, we did. At the
When?
Great Hall.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
but there were members present.
No,
I don't
Steve
recall
was
us
not.
ever doing this a Zoom thing.
That's right.
We didn't do a Zoom thing, we did a phone call thing with
We did
Steve
both.
Johnson, and that indicates, that he was voting, he voted on
Yeah,
that
they were
phone
both.
call.
Steve did on a phone call, okay, thank you.
So all I'm saying is just add a sentence that says, you know, at the chairman's discretion, a remote communication with a member not present may be authorized.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. We never got an official motion from you, Bobby, right?
No, I was opening up for clarification.
That's my motion.
Can you just go over one more time?
Add to that section.
Add
If
just
a
what
member
he
is
said.
not able to
It's
be
the
present.
chairman's discretion.
Excuse me? Suzanne?
Go ahead,
I
Bobby.
second what you said.
Hang on a minute. I'm trying to get the motion on the floor.
Go ahead, Robin.
Please, if I move to add to that section, if a member is unable to be present, the chairman at his or her discretion may authorize a remote meeting with that member.
Second again.
Okay.
Can I just wordsmith that a little bit, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Instead of remote, can we just put in compliance with RSA 91A provisions?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a particular way it has to happen.
Yeah, through telephonic or remote, but
Consider my amendment.
I second your amendment.
Hang on a minute. Consider my amendment revised by the town manager's comment.
Ian, would you read that back to
No,
us?
I can't. I didn't catch that.
If a member is unable to be present in compliance with RSA 91A, the chairman may make the decision to hold the meeting remotely.
Does that comply with your wordsmith?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine.
As long as you have 91N in there. I
Okay, as
think
long
that
as
covers it.
91A is in there, then I'm happy with it.
Leanne, did you get that okay?
I will get it when I look at the tape.
Okay, thank you. Any
Because
further?
I do know that there's language in the RSA that's very specific to remote or virtual.
I would like to table 3D, page 6,
Wait,
3D
did you
until
call
next
his
meeting.
vote?
Yeah, I've got, no, here's, she's making a table, that's a higher motion. What was again, Bobby, 3D, the one we just talked about?
Yes, I would like to table page 6, 3D, until next meeting, till we can wordsmith this to make it official with, compliant with 91A.
Is there a second?
Second?
So yeah, I agree. I think we just need to cite the RSA in the document.
Well, that's what I just did.
That's what my motion just did.
Yeah, that's what Bob just,
For what it's worth, thanks Bobby for tabling it. We went through a fairly straightforward process when COVID landed upon us. And if I remember correctly, we had declared the EOP to be open. You know, we had declared that the Emergency Operations Center was open for business. And there was just a set of things that we did, and there was a protocol we all had to follow in order to do it. And Jim, do you?
Yeah, so that is for complete remote meetings. So if we were to have a complete meeting via Zoom, whatever,
Yep.
then we have to follow those very specific parameters. However, you do have to, under RSA 91A, make it available telephonically if somebody is away on vacation but can attend the meeting. But we'll get that cleaned
I
up.
was just reacting to Bobby's word, pandemic. And when that struck, or when that fell upon us, there was a pretty structured protocol we had to go through. So if that's what you're looking at as you go through wordsmithing, there's a protocol. If it is an episode where a member is remote and the chairman decides, that's a different issue, I think.
That is the issue we're dealing with.
Well, Bobby used the word pandemic. I was just responding to what she said.
I realize that, but the motion on the floor has nothing to do with the pandemic.
Okay, I shouldn't speak.
that's okay, we appreciate your input. Okay, the motion, anything else? The current motion is to table page 6, number 3D. Roll call, please.
Bobby Budman,
Yes.
Bob Mulholland,
No.
Tom Bell,
No.
John McDonald,
No.
Suzanne Ryan,
No,
Bob Lohman,
No.
and Brian DeShane.
Say no.
Okay, the tabling motion fails. Now we're on to the original motion made by Bob Woolman, which is, if I got this correct, if a member is unable to be present in compliance compliance with RSA 901A, the chairman may make the decision to hold the meeting remotely, or what's the word I want to use?
Allow for remote access.
Allow for remote access.
I thought we were voting to leave it the way it was.
So I think we need to technically amend that, because we've amended it a few times now. So before we vote on it, I think we have to have an amendment to the motion.
That's not what he said.
Why do we need an amendment to the motion? The motion that John read is the motion.
Was it you?
Okay, does everyone understand the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Will you second it again, or shall I?
No, Susie.
Oh, I'm lost now. Are we using his
Yes.
motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that's one we just voted on.
No, we voted on a tabling motion, to table the whole thing.
Oh.
Now we're voting on Bob's motion. If a member is unable to be present in compliance with RSA 901A, the chairman may make the decision to hold the meeting, wait for it,
No.
allow for remote access.
That's correct. That's my motion.
It's your motion?
And I stand on it.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Leanne, please call the.
Well, do we have a second?
Yes, Suzanne had seconded
Yep.
Oh,
like
okay.
3 times.
It is changed.
Okay,
Okay,
just waiting for, we'll do a roll call and we'll move on.
okay, Bobby Budman.
I am voting on what John McDonald read last, right before my vote, yes.
Okay, does everyone understand what they're voting on? Okay, please proceed.
Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald.
Yes.
Suzanne Ryan,
Yes.
Bob Lohman,
Yes.
Brian DeShays.
Yes.
7-0, pass.
Okay, let's move on to, the motion passes. Let's move on to page 7.
I have one. Page 7.
Yes.
Number section 4, point of order. I would like to make a motion to add, if the point of order is called on the chair, the vice chair shall rule.
The vice chair shall what?
Shall rule.
Is there a second?
So right now, the way
Yeah,
it's
hold
read,
on.
Suzanne,
Is
is,
there a second?
I'll second for discussion.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
so right now, Suzanne, it says the chairperson shall rule immediately on any point of order called or request a vote of the committee. But if the point of order is called on the chair, the chair's not going to rule against themselves. So I think at that point, the vice chair should step in on that point of order. So I'd just like to add the sentence, if the point of order is called on the chair, the vice chair shall, we can say, make the ruling.
Well, you know, at town meeting, may I?
Yes, please.
At town meeting, when the moderator rules, we don't say he can't rule. I mean, the chairman runs the meeting. It's supposed to be fair. He's not going to vote, I won't take your point of order because I don't like it.
So I'd like to make a comment on that. I sat on this board, not last year, the year prior, and I had brought up a point of order in a discussion, and I actually had a meeting closed on me. And I feel as though sometimes maybe the chair can't make a decision that could affect our whole town. And if you're calling a point of order, then if it has to do with something the chair's doing, why can't the vice chair step in and oversee that point of order?
Tom?
This gets at in my mind is the violation is called by a member, and the chairman shall rule immediately, but called or request a vote of the vote committee. So that, I mean, the committee still has to get involved, right? I mean, the chairman can't just.
No, only if the chair says there would be a vote. So the chair would still get that ruling.
chairman runs the meeting, like it or not, that's the way it goes.
I agree.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, could you read the motion, Leanne, please, and then do a roll call vote?
Yeah, page 7, number 4, add to the end of, page 7, number 4, first paragraph, point of order. Add to the end of the sentence, if the point of order is called on the chair, the vice chair shall rule. Bobby Budman.
I don't think,
Oh.
did anyone second it?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
Brian DeShays.
Oh, okay.
I did for,
Yes.
Yes, okay, so, and then Bob Mulholland,
No.
Tom Bell,
No.
John McDonald,
No.
Suzanne Ryan,
No.
Bob Loman,
No.
Brian DeShays.
and I say no only because based on Robert's rules, they leave it in the hands of the chair.
Thank you.
So that's the only reason.
610.
Okay, let's move on from page 7.
No, I'm still on page 7,
Okay.
under 6, disclosure statement 6A. I feel because we're adding Wentworth Regional School District, we should also add in there, in the event of a budget committee member attends any state, county, town, or Governor Wentworth Regional School District meeting and speaks. I feel as though we should add state and county if we're going to add the municipality of Governor Wentworth Regional School District.
Is there a second? Hearing none, the motion fails.
Okay, I'd like to make another motion then. I'd like to remove Governor Wentworth Regional School District.
Is there a second? Seeing none, the motion fails. Okay, we all set on 7. Let's move over to page 8.
This is just discussion. On page 8, it actually comes off page 7 to the top of 8. It says, in the event of recording service and mechanism is not available, the committee shall either adjourn the meeting or vote to hold the meeting without the ability to record said meeting. I wonder if we should add in there that when we have a meeting that there's no camera here, if we do an audio. Leanne, do you have the capability of doing audio when we're in a meeting? Leanne has the capability of that. So at least we have an audio transcript of it if we don't have the video.
But that's the responsibility of the town manager. Just, it's not going to be Leanne's responsibility, it's going to be Jim's, or somebody designates to ensure that the recording service is available. So if Jim wants to assign to Leanne, that's cool. Just as long as we have some kind of recording.
So in the event of a recording service or mechanism is not available, the committee shall either adjourn the meeting or vote to hold the meeting without the ability to record said meeting. There's no 91A violation as long as minutes are taken, Jim, correct?
That is correct.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to change that with an, change without the ability to the recording, to the record said meeting. I'd like to change that to with an audio recording of said meeting.
what number are you looking at, Bobby?
Same, just the same sentence.
Of A or B?
Nope, B. That last, it's on page 8, the top of page 8, even though it's part of page 7. I just feel as though there should be an audio recording of the meeting.
You don't think that
Well-
section A covers that, or the recording service?
No, because we just, this specifically says that that we would hold the meeting without the ability to record said meeting. I'm just saying we change it to have an audio recording of it.
Okay, it's left to either adjourn the meeting or vote of the committee to hold the meeting without a recording.
Okay, but there is, when dealing with technology, there could always be an issue. So I think maybe in the event that there's an issue and the audio doesn't work either, right? Because that can happen. Maybe in the event a recording or audio service or mechanism is not available.
Okay, add audio there.
Yeah,
I like that.
because it has happened where I've had audio recordings and either they're inaudible or they've stopped working or we've tried to download them and something's happened. So just in case.
So so my motion should be
In the event.
on the first page, I'm gonna pull my other motion back and amend it to this. In the event a recording service or audio mechanism. So I just want to amend it by putting the word audio in there.
Is there a second? Seeing none, the motion fails. Okay, we're still on page 8. Anything on page 8?
So I'm just on page 9 and I have a question.
Okay, we're good on page 8, everybody?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Page 9.
I just have a question with number 3. It says email communication will be limited to procedural / scheduling matters and the distribution of materials in advance of a meeting. Email will not otherwise be utilized to discuss or deliberate on matters within the jurisdiction of the committee. The only problem I have with that is that we technically under the law can communicate with each other as long as we're not reaching a quorum. And there are instances where I know that the chair and vice chair in the past have reached out to me to talk about certain sections of the budget before we come and meet. So I'm wondering if by having this in here, if we're taking away our right to communicate with each other about, just a few of us at a time, about budget items. So for example, if Mr. Lohman and I speak to the head of the library and the trustees, because that's our committee, but then we want to share that information with, say, Mr. Bell, we can't do that.
How about adding no sequential emails shall be circulated? In other words, I can email John, ask him a question, but then he should not sequentially email it to 2 or 3 others.
Well, isn't that understood under 91A?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We already know not to do that under 91A.
You can't do it on sequential.
Okay, do we have any motion concerning number 3?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we keep email communication will be limited to procedural / scheduling matters. What do we want to say? In, not conjunction with 91A, in, what's the word I need?
Compliance with.
Compliance, thank you, with 91A, and then just delete the rest of that.
Just add it at the end, to discuss or deliberate on matters within the jurisdiction of the committee which would violate 91A. So
Well,
it
no,
leaves
because
it would
we're-
leave it open that if I emailed you and she emailed you, we wouldn't be violating 91A.
That's what I'm saying, that's why this paragraph is incorrect. I'm saying we get rid of everything after the scheduling matters, delete it, and use what Tom just said, in compliance with 91A.
I was leaving it in there just by adding that we do not violate 91A. It doesn't matter.
I think everyone knows what 91A is.
I get it, except for we're writing a document that we're all going to sign, and we would say we're not going to communicate if we leave it the way it is. And I'd like to know that I can communicate with my peers on this board over budget matters.
Within the restrictions.
Yeah, I just, it's a little bit flawed. So I just feel as though maybe we should fix it so we can communicate correctly and not have this as an actual procedural document in our town.
Okay, is there any second?
I didn't hear a motion.
Tom had his hand up.
I thought that was was that a motion, Bobby?
Well,
She
Suzanne
prefaced
had
the
one
whole
and I
thing with
had, no one
Saying she had a
seconded.
question, I haven't heard a motion
Okay,
yet.
any motion?
Suzanne had a motion.
What?
Okay, we've got it, we're on section 3, page 9. Is
Yeah.
there any motion concerning that section, section 3?
Yes, Suzanne made a motion and
She
I
didn't-
made a
she-
motion,
no, she
neither
didn't
were
make a
seconded.
motion. She was working off of your motion, so do you have a motion concerning that section?
Yes, my motion is that it says email communication will be limited to procedural/scheduling matters and the distribution of materials in advance of a meeting in compliance with 91A, and delete email will not otherwise be utilized to discuss or deliberate matters.
So you want to take out the utilize to discuss the delivery matters in the jurisdiction committee, which is basically what 91A is.
I want to use the in compliance with 91A.
Is there a second? Seeing none, the motion fails. Okay, we're all set on, hopefully on the rules of procedure. Leanne, you'll clean that up for everybody. Thank you. Okay, everyone's got their department assignments, right? Everyone's okay with that? Okay. Everyone's seen the schedule for the upcoming meetings for the fall and the start of December when we'll look at the whole budget. You should have received a copy of actual versus budget report for June 25th from town manager, from Sam Kelly to Jim Pinio. And then we've also got, looks like the document summarizes the 2026 proposed budget that's sent by the town manager to all the department heads. Jim, could you just give us a little background on that, or your thoughts?
Sure. So, last Wednesday, went in front of the Board of Selectmen to inform them about the 2026 budget guidelines, which are now in the hands of the department heads. The budget guidelines are very similar to what we have performed in the past. To summarize where we are at today, right now with what we know, based on healthcare assumptions, which we do not get concrete until November, previously agreed upon collective bargaining agreements, hiring of staff, debt service, increased propane usage. Right now, the general fund alone, we're looking at an 8.3% increase, which is a total of $1,584,000. The breakdown of that is as follows. The 100 series, which is wages, is currently estimated with an increase of $671,811, or 10.19%. If you recall, we've hired 4 in the fire department to take on ambulance services. Last year, we approved 2 collective bargaining agreements, so those are rolled into this budget.
Can I stop you for just a second, Jim? Can you subtract that, what everything that was approved by the voters, from that 8.3%? So that's all, we've got to do that. It's up a lot because of the $600,000 for the hiring of firemen and all these other things.
Yeah, so to break that down, John, we have approved 2 collective bargaining agreements. Those 2 collective bargaining agreements are $176,000, in wages for 2026. And then we're looking at an additional increase of $326,000 in rough numbers for the 4 positions hired within the fire department to take on ambulance services. So those are 2 standalone items that have a huge impact on the budget moving forward.
Right around $500,000.
Yeah, 500, and, well, those 2 alone are 500, but total is 671.
Okay.
The 200 series, again, we have programmed in a 10% placeholder as recommended by our health provider. We've added the 4 staff at the fire department, and that we are looking at increased retirement system cost with that. So the full 200 series right now, we are looking at $566,000 in increases, or 13.6%. These are 2 items that are really agreed on by the voters last year. 300 series right now, we're looking at an increase of $532,000, or 24.8%, and most of that is the ambulance contract for the last year of the contracted service with Stewart's. If you recall, previously we had $270-something thousand budgeted. We're estimating the contract when we go into 2026 is going to be about $808,000. We'll know that late August, but that's what we're estimating at right now. That balance of the difference was not part of the default budget. The other wild card that we have in that particular 300 series that we do not know yet is we're out to bid for hauling solid waste. So that we could see an increase in that line as a result of that.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Jim, on the fire department contract, do we not have an agreement, I'm questioning, do we not have an agreement that as we train up our additional guys, we now have an ambulance, our first ambulance on board, so we should be able to provide backup services, I'm assuming at some point during 2026. Therefore, that would reduce, and that was, I think, the agreement we had with Stewart's was that when we came on board with backup, that fee would go down by some percentage.
You are correct. But I'm not prepared to give a response to that yet because the assistant chief of EMS does not start until August 4th. Once he's on board, that's going to be his go-to item, is figure out when, how, where, why we can get this thing operational. My goal is for them to be operational for January 1, 2026 as a backup. If we can get into that position, then we will see a reduction in that Stewart's contract, but we're not going to know for a little while.
So that was my question. So that there is a possibility, a fairly strong possibility, that this 800 and
You are correct.
some odd thousand is not going to be 800 and some odd thousand. It's going to be something significantly less.
Correct. But as of today,
Okay.
that's the
All
best
right.
number
Well,
I can give you.
I just want to get it out there so we know.
What's this backup mean?
So right now, we rely on Stewart's ambulance to provide us backup ambulance services. So if there's an ambulance call, Stewart's provides that second ambulance for that secondary call. The goal going forward over the first year of operation in 2026 is for the fire department to be able to operate in the capacity of a backup ambulance service. Therefore, we will not have to have a contract for 2 ambulances 24/7, 365.
So if I call 911 and I broke my hip, who's going to come?
Right now, it's going to be
No.
Stewart's.
In 2026?
In 2026, it will be Stewart's as a primary. If for some reason they're tied up on another call in Wolfeboro and we are able to get the fire department up to speed, the fire department will respond as the secondary agency if we're able to get them licensed and operational.
Okay, so whenever, they're not going to be ready January 1st, 2026 to go like hit the road or whatever.
I hope they are.
Okay.
But Stewart's is staying with us until we are ready for that transition. They're staying with us till we're ready for that transition, at least that's my understanding.
Correct.
With them, so that if our fire department and our new head of EMS, our deputy director of EMS, when they are confident that they can handle the second position, Stewart's will step back from their second position. We will be the second ambulance. Once we onboard more firefighters and another ambulance, which is going to be the warrant article this coming year, then what they will be doing is Stewart's will be phasing out completely, and we will have 2 full-time ambulances with staff to take care of everything they did, and I think maybe do a better job.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So, will this money go in the budget, or will there be a warrant article?
Right now, it's in the budget. The only monies that right now we're contemplating or that will be in the warrant is the additional staffing for 2026 and the purchase of a new ambulance in 2026.
In the budget?
No,
And
those
that'll be a
will be in
warrant
warrant
article.
articles.
And Stewart's has a contract with the town for 2 years. So if the warrant article fails, the fallback is Stewart's.
Correct.
We had to cover all our bases.
But that also means that if that fails, that we have to go out for bid for services because the contract expires December 31, 2026.
However, well, we'll save that discussion.
Okay.
400 series, I'm asking department heads to please keep as level as they can. Those budgets, all in, is only 1.4 million. Series 500, again, asking department heads to keep them as level as we possibly can. All in, those budgets are only $140,000. Right now, the 600 series, we will see an increase in propane usage for the public safety building, estimated increase of $45,000. 700 and 800 series.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Bob.
I'm just a question about the propane usage in the public safety building. Are we heating that building with propane? Or
Yep.
what?
Yep.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Answer my question.
700 series, all in across all general funds departments is only $87,000. 800 series, all in $473,000. Asking department heads to keep that level. And 900 series, our bonded projects, our debt service is actually dropping $232,000 this year, so we're heading the right direction there. So that's a quick summary of the budgets. The budgets are due to me the last week in August. We'll review them with department heads for the month of September, and then in the month of October, the department or the select board will begin to review, and then it's off to you guys in November.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for, any more questions for Jim?
And I'm not sure if this document's online yet or not, but if it's not, it will be shortly.
I have a couple of questions. So on, I believe it was like June 18th, before it was the May meeting, then the June meeting, I stepped up as a citizen and I asked some questions. So I'm going to ask them here now that I can ask them officially. We are putting in, I'm just a little curious about POP, and recreation is the committee I'm on, so I'm just looking for some answers about putting the ice in early. And I know the cost to put ice in is the cost to put ice in, whether we put it in August or September. What I'm looking for are the additional costs. What is the additional energy that we're gonna use, the electricity we're gonna use to keep that ice rink frozen by putting it in the hottest month? And then what is our additional staffing at the rink versus the offsets of the revenue that's coming in?
So I actually have a document of that. It is on the town webpage. Did I not forward that to you?
No.
Okay,
no, I
I'll
did
forward
not
that to
receive
you.
it.
Brian Paul broke that out in spreadsheet form.
Oh, perfect.
That outlines what those anticipated costs are. What I'll do is I will forward that to Leanne so that she can afford it to the full budget committee.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. And then probably, Sam, you can answer this for me just because I couldn't find it. I know that when or do you want to go through your report first and then I can ask questions?
Whatever's easier.
Go for it. You might answer my questions.
Did you have anything else on the other?
Jim, I just got a quick question for you. Pay raises for the non-union people?
Right now, they're not factored into the budget. When I go through the budget, I will be issuing raises in my budget to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, for 2026?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the default budget, they could be behind 10% compared to other employees?
So right now, they are equal, they've received equal pay adjustments based on line item transfers. However, when we create the budget, we're behind in that line because we're going back 2 years to set the supervisory wages.
Okay, so it should show up.
It'll show an
An
increase
increase.
of probably 12 to 14%
Okay.
across the board all the way.
Okay, thank you.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna write that down, 14%. What percent are the employees paying into their health insurance?
10%.
10%. And is there any thought to a wage and benefits study?
So we had planned on having one done previously. However, we were able to strike a 3-year contract, so I don't see one for at least 1.5 years right now.
You don't see one happening, why?
Because we have, the bulk of our employees are covered with collective bargaining agreements, and we have a 3-year contract in place that we're going to be entering the 2nd year of.
So you're not allowed to do one?
No,
Why would we?
Yeah, we've already got, we've
Well, I don't know,
agreed.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, well, that would be a waste of money to have a wage study performed now and have it be 2 years old when we're getting ready to go into negotiations again. We want that document in advance of going into negotiations, as current as possible.
But then it's a catch-22, so then you get another agreement, and then you say the same thing in
No.
a year after, we can't do the study because we're gonna be doing another agreement.
Well, no, we have it in advance of going into negotiations. So I would anticipate the 2027 budget will have a line for a wage and benefit study.
Because we had that before, but we didn't, because of the default budget, right? Well, we're going to do that.
Correct, it's been in the past 2 budgets and it's been removed because it was default.
Thank you.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Has there been a wage and benefit study done for the management staff?
Not since 2016.
Are we thinking about at some point doing one of those?
It would be a comprehensive wage study across the town when we do that.
Okay, so it'd be part and parcel of this one you're talking about?
Yep.
Was it part and parcel of the one prior to this new agreement?
Yeah, the 2016 one, it was a complete town-wide
No,
evaluation.
I meant the new CBAs that we've entered into here. You said there was a wage and benefit study for contracts that we have entered into last year, right?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, well, when was the last?
The last one was in 2016. That was the last wage and benefits study.
Okay,
The
I-
past 2 years, we've had it in the budget to do a wage and benefits study, but it's been cut out because of the default budget.
Okay, but my question is, we've had approved union contracts in 2025, correct? Those were preceded by a wage and benefit study? No, they were not, because they were taken out because of the default budget? Is
Yeah,
that-
correct, because we
Okay,
didn't have the funds to
that's where I'm
do
going.
any type of wage and benefit study, correct?
If that had not happened, the default budget, then we would have had a management wage and benefit study that went along with the one
Correct.
approved contract. That's my question.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else for the town manager? Seeing that, let's move on over to budget expenditure reports. Sam, how's everything looking? Anything stand out there we should be aware of? Or?
Well, the report in front of you is through June, which is 50% of the year. The general fund, expenses only, we're at 46%, water fund at 46, electric fund at 52, sewer fund at 58, and pump whaling is at 64% expended. Overall, we're looking pretty good. There's a couple of departments that we're keeping a closer eye on, just that took a hit due to the default budget, IT being one of them. Just keeping a close eye on that because in October, Microsoft is kind of not going to support older versions of their program. So there's a number of laptops and desktops within the town that have to be updated. So right now, we're kind of working with Block 5 to figure out which computers need to be updated first, and then we'll try to find money for any that we don't quite have enough for. As you know, Jim in the finance department has already started working on preparing the 2026 budget workbooks. And as he said, they've been handed out to department heads as of last week. The auditors were on site 2 weeks ago to conduct our 2024 single audit. They focused in on FEMA and our drinking water state revolving fund projects. That's pretty much all I have unless there's any questions.
Any questions on the expenditures?
I do. I just, looking at, and I don't know if you've probably stayed a few times at the select board meeting, but one of the things that is an ongoing question is, if I look at the revenue for POP, the town ice rental was $50,000. But yet, if I look at the corresponding revenue under our recreation revolving fund, I don't see any revenue coming in to support the rental of the ice, that first $50,000 that was paid for the first half of the year. I see there's a miscellaneous program for $16,000, but $3,700 of that came this month. So I'm just wondering where the revenue was for, if we're paying into POP that $50,000, where was the revenue for actually running programs on that ice time we paid? Where can I find that?
It's under the Pop Whalen. It wouldn't be part of the revolving fund. Those are recreational programs that are supposed to be
Self-sustaining in the general fund.
correct.
Yes, so when I look in POP, we have the town ice rental, right? And we've already given $50,224 for that fund. And we're gonna give another $50,000.
Correct.
So we rented that ice. So where do I see the revenue that came in to the recreation department for giving POP that $100,000 a year?
Not sure I'm following you.
Okay,
All
so
the way.
every year, we've been giving the enterprise fund $100,000 a year.
Correct.
Basically, we rent our own ice time. So if we're renting the ice time as our recreation department from our general fund, right? Then we must be getting revenue in for that ice rental that we're renting. So I'm wondering what the actual revenue was versus what we're paying. So if we're gonna rent $100,000 worth of ice time, how much are we really using of that ice time?
So you're looking for public skate and
Stick program?
stick and puck
Yes,
and any other rentals like a party or anything like that that happens and all that.
well, the party doesn't go through the recreation department, the party goes right to POP, so it wouldn't be that. It's only when the town is utilizing the ice time that we're renting. I just think this is something in the recreation budget that we have to understand completely. If POP needs extra funding, then we need to be saying that POP needs extra funding, but simply taking money from the citizens in taxes and then calling it, we're renting the ice. We've got to be clear with the citizens. So I just want to see how much time are we really using of that ice time versus how much are we giving sort of a little stipend, a little pick-me-up for an enterprise fund.
I understand what you're asking, but I don't think I can answer that.
Okay.
That would be a
Okay.
Brian Paul question.
Okay,
I can connect with him, and 'cause he
okay.
does more breakdowns of who's
Well, that
renting
actually
ice
would be
and-
on Christine, because it's the recreation department, not, this isn't in the enterprise fund. This is funding, I'm looking for how much did we really get in revenue? How much did the recreation department bring in revenue for the $100,000 we're paying for our rented ice time?
Would that include concessions too?
Well, concessions are part of the enterprise fund. They're listed out
So
separately.
then there's an issue if they are doing concessions during any of the public skate, and I don't know if they do or they don't, then how do we capture that too?
Concession revenue is under Pop Whalen. That's under the enterprise fund. That's not under our recreation
Still an
fund.
issue.
Brian generates a monthly report that he gives to the
Yep.
Board of Selectmen. I will forward that to you. That should give a breakdown of the ice utilization based on purpose. So I'll forward that to you to see if that answers your question.
I just want to know where the revenue is on the recreation side. If we're renting the ice, where is the revenue for the ice time we're renting? Which is, obviously, it's been a question for about 2.5 years now that I keep asking. So it would be great to find out how much of our $100,000 that we citizens are buying ice time, how much of that are we really using for our citizens?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, excuse me, any other questions on revenues or expenditures? Seeing none, we'll move on to other business. Anyone have any other business?
We vote on minutes.
Okay, none? Let's go to approval of minutes.
John, can
Yes,
you go back up to discussion items? Because we didn't schedule the upcoming meetings. We need to schedule we have no meeting scheduled for August, September.
when do we usually have our meeting in August?
Well, for the past couple of years, we've been going every other month, but where we're doing rules of procedure, and we still, the committee members haven't, I don't think, had an opportunity to meet with their departments. We have 3 new members on board this year. I don't think we can go every other month, and we met late this year. So I think we need to meet next month.
You don't know what we have for available space, so correct?
No, but I'm sure we can get in to the library. So.
Okay. Why don't we shoot for August 19th.
Should we be keeping this on the same day and not flipping like from Monday to Tuesday or? I mean, I don't know if that affects anybody else to not have a set schedule.
I know Paul has a planning board meeting.
On what days?
I'm
On
just an
Tuesdays?
alternate.
Oh, that's right, John's gonna be there.
Yeah, planning board is Tuesdays, hard, every other, whatever.
All right, let's do it on a Monday then, August 18th.
Suzanne, does that affect you for zoning?
What dates are you looking at?
The 18th, August 18th.
What one?
It's a Monday, August 18th.
No, we're good,
Okay.
as I know at the moment.
Okay.
August 18th?
August 18th.
Here.
Everybody put that in their phone. Okay, and then September.
So September 1st
I'm
is
assuming
Labor
6
Day.
o'clock as usual.
Yes, sir.
Yes, 6 o'clock.
You don't want to stick with the third Monday in the month?
No, I'm just saying,
Oh.
I'm just putting it out there that Labor
If
Day
we
is the
just stick with
first.
that third Monday, then we're back on, then we're on September 15th.
Okay, go that, 15th.
That's the date,
Yeah.
6, here.
Yep.
And then just a reminder to everybody that I think it's, October 22nd
Correct.
is the joint, select board for the agency grants.
Sorry, who said we can?
October 22nd is the joint select board and budget committee
Oh,
meeting to
for
review
agencies.
the agency
That's,
grants.
that's,
And that's 6:30?
Say again, what date is that, please?
October 22nd.
October 22nd.
6 o'clock.
6 PM.
6 o'clock. Thank you.
Greenwald?
That's 6 o'clock too.
September 15th.
Correct. Great Hall.
Thank you.
Yeah, August 18th at 6,
Yep.
September 15th at 6,
Gotcha.
and then October 22nd
Yeah, I got that one.
at 6 at the Great Hall
Oh,
Correct.
6, not
Yeah.
6:30.
at 6.
And then after
And then
that,
I will let,
starting our regular meetings, a regular
uh,
November.
Schedule.
and then the regular schedule, the first meeting will be November 13th.
Okay.
And I will send out an email when I locate where August 18th and September 15th will be.
Very
So
good,
the
thank you.
locations are up for grabs for those 2 meetings?
Yeah, I'm gonna try here,
Okay.
but just in case, I don't know.
All right.
I'll send the email now.
You'll let us know what's firm. You will let us know what's firm? Okay, thanks.
Leanne, if you can please show the absent members as excused. Okay, let's go through these minutes.
I don't think you have a quorum for the minutes that were prior. Do? Because Suzanne and I can't vote on those.
We do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. And there's 9 members.
Thank you, Leanne. Any changes to the January 9th meeting?
Unless they were absent, which I don't think they were. We can go through individually and I'll
That
double
was
check.
at the library. Any changes?
No, I don't.
Seeing none, can I get a motion to accept them as written?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing the hearing none, Leanne, could you please do a roll call?
Bobby Budman,
Abstain.
Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald.
Yes.
Suzanne Ryan,
Abstain.
Bob Lohman,
Yes.
and Brian DeShazer.
Yes.
Motion to approve is passed. Next minutes are January 14th.
Okay, these.
Public hearing. Any changes to the January 14th meeting?
We can because he's not here tonight.
Hearing and seeing none, can I get a motion to accept them as written?
Motion to accept them as read?
Second.
Okay.
All right,
Any further discussion? Okay, Leanne, please do a roll call on approval of January 14th, 2025.
Okay, Bobby Budman,
Abstain?
Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald,
Yes?
Suzanne Ryan,
Abstain?
Bob Lowen,
Yes.
Brian DeShays.
Yes.
You can't do that one.
I can't. All right, the next one we'll have to wait, we'll have to table because Brian DeShays was not present for this one,
Okay, thank you.
so we don't have a
The
quorum.
16th? January
January
16th?
16th.
That was
What?
the 16th?
That's, I'm on the 16th.
We have January 16th.
Brian,
That's
would you
just
you never
February
missed a
4th.
meeting, have you?
No, I know.
That was the deliberative session, yes, I had something I had to do right after.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
Yeah,
after
so
the,
we didn't-
okay.
Right. Yep. So
Wait,
the
for
next
January
one,
16th?
February 4th?
February 4th, we'll table until the next meeting. Okay, so then May 28th, I believe. Yes, May 28th is the next 7 minutes.
Okay, any,
We're good
on the
there.
May 28th,
We're good.
any changes that need to be done? Not seeing or hearing any, could I get a motion to approve the May
Make the
28th?
motion.
No.
Second, okay. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the May 28th, 2025 meeting minutes, please, Leanne, do a roll call?
Yep. Bobby Buckman,
Yes.
oh yeah. Bob Mulholland,
Yes.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald,
Yes.
Suzanne Ryan,
Yes.
Bob Loman,
Yes.
Brian DeShays.
Yes.
7-0. And then June 16th.
I just have a couple changes on that one.
Okay, go ahead.
You opened the meeting, I think it was 6:01 when you opened the meeting, and we were here at the library. Although you can double check the time we opened.
No, we were here. Yeah.
Small change.
Make 6:04, 6:01.
Yep.
Cross out the town hall and do Wolfeboro Public Library. Anything else?
It needs a second.
I'll second it. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. Roll call to approve the minutes of June 16th, please.
Bobby Budman,
Yes.
Bob Mulholland,
Staying, I wasn't here.
Tom Bell,
Yes.
John McDonald,
Yes.
Suzanne Ryan,
The 16th?
June 16th.
Yeah, abstain.
And Bob Loman
Yes.
and Brian DeShays.
Yes.
Excuse me. Change my vote.
What?
Abstain, I wasn't here. Yeah.
What was that vote, Leanne?
What?
What was the vote on that?
4-3, pass. Or 4-0-3. Sorry.
Okay, so who, I voted yes.
Bob Loman, Bob Mulholland, and Suzanne abstained.
Okay, thank you.
They were absent.
Okay, any public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Anything else that we need to talk about? Okay, how about a motion to adjourn?
So
Second.